Imagine a vast ocean turning into a battleground, where two powerful nations clash over tiny specks of land, with livelihoods and global trade hanging in the balance. This is the heart of the escalating drama in the South China Sea, where accusations fly like cannon fire itself. But here's where it gets controversial. Who really started this watery standoff? And does it signal the start of something bigger, but could reshape international waters forever? In a shocking incident that unfolded on October 12, 2025, the Philippines and China exchanged heated blames regarding a perilous naval encounter around contested islands in the South China Sea, ramping up friction in this economically vital sea route. The Philippines pointed fingers at Chinese maritime authorities, claiming they deployed a water cannon and deliberately collided with a Filipino ship near Datu Island, known locally as Pagasa Island, labeling the move as an overt intimidation tactic, according to statements from their Coast Guard. Picture this. 3 Philippine vessels were stationed close to the island as part of an official initiative to safeguard the interests of local fishermen, who rely on these waters for their daily catch. Early that Sunday morning, Chinese ships approached, reportedly blasting water cannons to scare them off. And this is the part most people miss. The real human side of the story, where fishermen aren't just bystanders, but the very reason governments are staking claims, as their fishing grounds represent not just food, but cultural and economic survival. Just an hour after the initial intimidation, a Chinese Coast Guard vessel allegedly unleashed its water cannon straight onto a Philippine ship before slamming into its rear, resulting in slight structural harm, but thankfully no casualties, the Philippine Coast Guard reported. This isn't just a bump in the ocean. It's a reminder of how quickly small actions can escalate in areas where territorial lines are blurred, potentially leading to broader conflicts. On the flip side, China's Coast Guard painted a starkly different picture, accusing 2 Philippine government ships of unlawfully intruding into waters surrounding Sandy Cay, a coral outcrop in the northern reaches of the Datu Reefs, which fall under the Spratly Islands group. They claimed that a Philippine vessel recklessly neared a Chinese ship, and Beijing placed the blame squarely on Manila for the ensuing collision. It's a classic case of he said, she said, where each nation's narrative could be seen as a strategic spin. Does China's aggressive stance reflect a legitimate defense of what they consider their territory, or is it an overreach that ignores international norms? Undeterred, Philippine officials pledged to keep their patrols going, stressing the urgency of shielding Filipino fishermen from such disruptions. This stretch of sea, encompassing the Spratly Islands, has long been a hotspot for repeated skirmishes between the two countries, fueled by overlapping claims that stretch back decades. Lately, these tensions have spiked, especially around Scarborough Shoal and other hotly debated zones, with China laying claim to nearly the entire expanse. To put this in perspective for newcomers to the topic, the South China Sea isn't just any body of water. It's a lifeline for global commerce, carrying over $3 trillion worth of goods annually via ships from around the world. Yet Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines and Vietnam all stake their own claims to parts of it, creating a geopolitical puzzle that's as complex as it is contentious. Think of it like a crowded kitchen where everyone wants the same counter space. Without clear rules, arguments turn into shoving matches. And in this case, the stakes include not just resources like fish and oil, but also control over vital shipping lanes that keep economies humming. As we dive deeper into this flashpoint, it's worth pondering. Is China's expansive claim over the South China Sea a rightful assertion based on historical maps? Or does it unfairly dismiss the rights of smaller neighbours? And should the international community step in more forcefully to mediate, or risk letting these incidents spiral into wider confrontations? What do you think? Does Manila have a point in defending its fishermen? Or is Beijing justified in pushing back against what it sees as intrusions? Share your views in the comments. Let's unpack this together, as differing opinions here could shape how we understand global power plays for years to come. This report draws from contributions by journalists Fung Wen in Hanoi, Karen Lemmer in Manila, Selena Lee in Hong Kong, and Eduardo Baptista in Beijing, with editing by Raju Gopalakrishnan. For more on our commitment to accurate reporting, check out the Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.